Hi, this is Majin Oni. Here's some comic reviews for you. I have a nice little mixture of stuff. Some Spider-Mans, some Sins, some DCs. So let's get along with this. Let's start off with World's Finest, number 25. This is the issue here where Huntress and Power Girl decide to go back to their world. And I gotta admit, this is actually pretty good. I mean, overall, the story is a nice little decent setup for what's to come. It's basically their goodbye to the Earth, or our world, or their world, the New 52 world, I should say. You learn Power Girl's been really busy in her spare time. And I mean really busy in her spare time. And Huntress has, for the most part, been pretty pure. And, overall, it's, like I said, it's decent read. And if at all anything, it's really making me want to read the next issue. I'm not going to spoil what happens, other than they do go back to their world, Earth 2, and as you can imagine, if you've been reading Earth 2, you already know what it's like. And I'll be honest, I would turn around and go right back through the tunnel and stay here. I'd say, you know what, mission over. I'm going to get myself a Starbucks. But overall, I really did like this. And here's another little thing. Now this one page, you can notice it. But if you go online and you look at the smaller JPEG version of this cover, it almost looks like this is Batman Beyond. And just for a second, I was like, holy crap, Batman Beyond! And I was like, shit, that's just Batman 2. But overall, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. And I think Levitz did a great job at setting up the stage for the next issue, because that's where the big payday is going to be. Okay, Batman Eternal number 14. Overall, it was a good read. We have basically an ending to the Cow Pony and Penguin power struggle. You have Batman dealing with the new guy who's been basically pulling the strings to try to make Gotham safer. And he basically is going to be he wants the same thing as Gordon. He really will do anything possible to achieve his goal, even if it is potentially maybe unethical. So I think that's going to be an interesting struggle with Batman. And the ending for me was completely ruined. And that's the only reason why this book really did not land anywhere near the good book of the week, because we get Joker's daughter again. And I'm like, can we just please just stop using her? That's all I ask, please. Alright, but overall, like I said, Snyder did a solid read for this one. Okay, now it's time for Summer Soldier. And we learn what the Summer Soldier Grayson has been doing in his spare time after that the world thinks he's dead. And they basically throw you right in the middle of a mission. He's on a train, and then they gotta catch this guy. And what they're doing, this is like the stupidest thing. I'm like, okay, now Grayson doesn't have a mask, right? And of course, what we have is the part where people are gonna go, hey, that could be Dick Grayson. Like somebody like Superman or Wonder Woman or any of Teen Titans or anybody who might come across him. So he's got this hypno thing around him. And so this way, basically, he gives you this dosage thing, and you forget what even happened. And I'm just like, how freaking lame is that? Now, also, we get a special guest appearance. And for those of you who may not have caught this, but we have the White Queen right here, and the Blob appear in the Summer Soldier book. And also we get Grayson's first battle against the Midnighter, which we all know that the Midnighter would really clean the floor with Grayson. And technically, it shouldn't even be a contest. But, it's his book, so they kind of fight to a standstill and he gets away. I will be this, just to be fair to the book, I will say this. If you're looking for something like, hey, I just want some light summer reading, hey, it's fine. It's nothing that's going to be like going to challenge you or make you go, wow, that was just like an amazing book. It is what it is. It's just an average read. Some people are going to like it a little bit more, some people are going to like it a little less. But for me, it's like I read the better version called Winter Soldier, and I don't need this. I don't need this character, superhero turned super spy who can't kill anybody because of probably some ethics thing, and he's hypnotizing people so this way they don't know he's there. And there's some other reason why I think he's really involved in this thing, which is at the end. But I'm done with this. I'm not supporting this nonsense. Plus, he can't even hold the gun correctly. Original Sin, Thor, Loki, the 10th Realm. Alright. This one here, this is what I could just find so amusing. It's like, the Watcher's dead, the villain's in front of Thor, and Thor's like, I have a sister, I gotta bail. And they're like, but Thor, you gotta fight right down here. And he's like, I have a sister, I must leave. Oh, he flies off to Asgard to talk to his mom. And then, yeah, sure enough, his mom confirms that there was actually a battle with angels. And the angel killed the child in front of them. But yet, the child is alive and well. And la-di-da-di-da-di-da. I will say this. Overall, in terms of that being a sin, I don't think this is really a sin. This is just, obviously just a secret. But it's a pretty decent secret, overall. And I think this is probably something they really planned out a long time ago, because I don't think that they could have thrown this out there without Neil Gaiman going, okay, that sounds fair. Because if he didn't like it, he'd be pissed off at Marvel right now. So I'm really hoping that they got that all worked out and then they planned it out. But I don't know. This is one of those things where I just kind of go, I can see it fitting, but at the same time, I just kind of like Angela being Angela and not have to be merged in with the Thor universe. But we'll see. Okay, Original Sin number 32. We get the payout as to why they're time traveling. Franklin Richards is like, hello, do you remember me? I am Franklin Richards, and I'm the one who's been sending you through time, so this way I can tell you something. And then he's explaining to Captain America basically what's going on, and he's like, you can't win. And then they have to go back to time. And part of me's just going, you know what? That's fine that you did this, but another part of me is like going, you wasted so many freaking issues just jumping through time to tell us, don't worry, you can't stop it from happening. But I think at the same time, what he's also saying is, well, you can't stop it from happening. Look how long we've lived. So everything will be fine. It's kind of like that mixed message. And here's something else. We get to see the Death Star, known as the Avengers World. And to go along with the Death Star, we have Gundams flying around through space. So overall, I was pretty pleased with that. But again, I was just really annoyed. I'm like, I just wanted to see Captain America just punch the living crap out of Iron Man. And I wanted to see Thor lay the smack down. I wanted to see repulsor beams blasting. And I just got time travel. Is this a good book? I don't know. I'm still like, I don't know. I'm on the fence. Okay. Fantastic Four number 7. Okay, we go into a little bit more detail. We found out, yeah, Reed also knew that Johnny screwed things up. And, it really was an accident. But, I can understand the thing's point of view. It's like Johnny ruined his chance. And, of course, since they had to make a point out of everything, it's, he's like, leave me alone, don't talk to me anymore, we're done, big buddies. And I'm like, okay, now don't get me wrong, if this was me, I'd be pissed too. But at the same time, it's like we've gone through this trauma before. And so to me, it seems exaggerated. But this is the key thing, and I think this is what they're all really leading up to, is the end of the issue, basically, that Ben Grimm gets a call from Alicia saying, help, help, my dad. So he just goes rampaging through, which basically proves the point of the lawyer, against the Fantastic Four, that they just rampage through the city without care. And it ends with him basically, did he or did he not kill the puppet master? And it basically looks like he did, but he claims that he didn't. So that's what I think all this is really setting up. It's basically the frame of mind. And I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next. Okay, Spider-Man 2099. Okay, for a first issue, it's not bad. It's not like what I would go, whew, wow, this is really fantastic. But, it's decent. It just basically, I guess you can say it's getting people who didn't know who Spider-Man 2099 was, just a starting point. With him being in the past. And basically he meets this time cop person who's jumping around, trying to kill him, and then that part really wasn't as interesting to me until it got to the end, where it kind of piqued my interest in the sense where you had Liz, and then he's like, well, actually, you're more troublesome, so I'm going to kill her, because she's also going to be connected to some bad things coming down the road. And Spider-Man 2099 is like, oh, okay, so in other words, if you kill her, then I'm free and clear. And he's like, okay, go for it. So I thought that part was interesting, and I enjoyed that part a lot, considering, my short-term joy was very short, but that was to be expected. But I enjoyed it. I don't think this is a great book, and I'll be honest, though, even though I enjoyed it, I don't know if I'm going to keep it. My gut instinct honestly says just drop it, because I have too many books. But I think if this was a case where I actually had some extra spare titles to pick up, then I would probably do it. But I really need to tell myself no. That is my review, speaking as Black Bolt, since he can't talk. Anyways, to me, all of the beginning part was meaningless, and I didn't really care. I don't really care about the Young Avengers anymore, because this is it's just horrible. I mean, for me, like, the Young Avengers was really good when it first came out, and it started to lose a little bit of shine in the last season or series, and fighting the Hood, this whole Hood thing, I'll be honest with you, the art for me just is kind of like, doesn't make them super heroic anymore, and to me they're just basically just a bunch of adults in costumes, and they don't even appear to be like I said, superheroes. So I've stopped even reading it. But what was the interesting part was the J. Jonah Jameson Sin, and even that, I was like, as soon as I read it, I was like, God damn it, why did I buy this thing? I have got to remove this title from my subscription thing and save myself the whatever, how much this thing. I saved myself the $8 for the next 2 issues, because this is pretty pathetic. I mean, the concept for this is good, but these shorts are just throwaways that you really don't care. Spider-Man 100th anniversary. I saved the best for last. Okay, the art, I really like the art. There's some really good things, like with Peter falling from the neon sign down. The Venom. There's some really good points. Basically, they jump you right in the middle of the story. Kingpin just killed Eddie Brock, takes the suit, and just goes to town. And he's really kicking Spider-Man's ass. And I'm like, whoa, this is freaking good. We might get Spider-Man dead in this issue. I was like excited. But of course that didn't happen, and the ending just kind of dwindled my excitement. And that's the reason why it's not the good book of the week. But I'll be honest with you, compared to that Fantastic Four book, this is like leaps and bounds Shakespeare good. And overall, despite the ending, I really do think that a lot of readers are just going to settle for less and really enjoy it. Because, like, keep in mind, like, for me, when you're doing an Elseworld type book, I want to see changes. I want to see not really chances, but I want to see them challenge themselves. They did at the very beginning by killing Eddie Brock. That took a little bit of guts to do that, but, at the same time, it doesn't really matter. But at the very end, it kind of reset things a little bit. So by that resetting, I'm kind of like, just the excitement just goes. And I really would have wanted to see a stronger ending. If it had a stronger ending, it would have been definitely a good book. Now, and before I get the people going, what are you talking about? The ending was great. There's a point in time where Peter makes that final attack against Venom. That part was great, but it's that ending, that the end result of the battle, that's where it just kind of it lost some steam. And at the very, very end, where you have Peter going back home, you see the way he's talking, and you just see blood all over the walls and stairs. I'm just like, running down the same thing, drain, and I'm like, oh man, something really freaking awesome happened. And then he's just cleaning himself off. So that's what I mean. It's like that ending part, though. I will admit that was a nice ending, but it's the end battle. That's where it just ended with a whimper. Everything up to it, okay, I'll give you that. Those are my reviews for the week. Let me know what you guys thought. What books did you like the most out of your haul? What did you like the least? Because I really like reading what you guys hated. Because I don't think you guys hate enough at times. I'll have more reviews and stuff later. Like and share. Facebook Crunchyroll anime reviews. New anime season. Tokyo Ghoul. Telling you. All No Zero. Freaking awesome. And Akame ga Kill. Those are your 3 homework assignments. There might be more, but those are your 3. And if you really want to be dangerous, you want to live on the edge, dramatical murder. Anyways, that's it for this week. Until next time.